So, wave speed. Some of you might already know what is the definition of a wave speed, but I'm here to talk about much more complicated things. So, as we know, wave speed consists of two formulas. This is wave speed is equal to wavelength times frequency, or wave speed is equal to wavelength divided by the waves period. Now, some of you might think this is too simple and too boring. Luckily, I'm here to talk about much more complicated things regarding wave speed. So, this. This is an example of wave. Specifically, mechanical waves. So, mechanical waves travel at varying speeds. For transverse waves, the speed depends on the string's tension and its mass per unit length, or the linear mass density. So, you can see that the wave speed is much more complicated now. So wave speed is equal to the square root of force all over, or divided by the linear mass density. So take note, this is tau and is also known as the linear mass density symbol. Now, some of you might be wondering how this is derived. How is it created? Luckily, again, I'm here to explain it to you how I made this formula. Now, to get this formula, you must do a very complicated thing, which is to derive. So some of you might know how to derive, but there are much more complicated ways to derive, like what I'm about to show you. So by deriving that formula, we need 4 steps to actually derive it. Step 1, define the momentum change. So the key in finding this, or in making that formula, is to use the impulse momentum theory. So what is the impulse momentum theorem? So the impulse momentum theorem is a fundamental principle in classical mechanics that connects force, time, and the resulting motion of the object. So step 1, we need to find the initial momentum. So in the book, on figure 11.6, you can see a graph, or an image. So the string is at rest. So the initial transverse, upward or downward. Transverse means upward or downward, mostly horizontal. So the momentum is 0 because it's at rest, it's not moving. So this is it. Momentum, initial momentum is equals to mass times waves, transverse wave speed is equal to 0 because it is at rest. Number 2 is getting the final momentum. As the wave passes a length of the string, the change in the variable is equal to wave speed times time is given an upward, sabihin pataas, upward velocity of transverse wave speed. But the mass of this segment is mass is equal to tau, or linear mass density, times the change in variable is equal to linear mass density open parenthesis times open parenthesis wave speed times time and close parenthesis. So, in short, ito yung ginawa ko. So, the change in transverse momentum is equal to the final momentum and is also equal to mass times transverse wave speed is also equal to tau wave speed times time times transverse wave speed. So that's the step 1. You must remember this equation. Step 2 is defining the impulse. Impulse is the force applied over a time interval. So the formula of force is I, the formula of impulse is I, which is impulse, is equal to force times time. This refers to the transverse force that pulled the string up. So ito yung force na humila ng string pataas, or yung force ng kamay based on the image that is given. So number 1, transverse force. When a string is pulled up, the force is exerted by the hand, yung kamay, or external agent, or any object that can pull a string up. The derivation simplifies this by noting the tension force, yung F, the force in the string, is what pulls the wave forward. This is shown in your image as the restoring force for a small displacement that transverse pataas upward component of the tension force is related to the tension, or F, which is mainly horizontal. So, pag transverse talaga is mainly horizontal siya, pataas or pababa lang, by the ratio of the transverse velocity to wave speed. So, ganito yung resulta na niya, yung transverse force natin. So, transverse force is equal to force times transverse wave speed all over wave speed. So, number 2 is transverse impulse. So, multiply the transverse force by the time over which it was applied. So, ito na siya. So, transverse impulse is equals to transverse force times time. So, na-times natin yung transverse force sa time. So, ang kalalabasan niya is force times, ito nakasulat dito, times transverse wave speed divided by wave speed times time. So, that ang pinaka-final na niya, which is the final impulse, is force times transverse wave speed times time all over wave speed. So, ngayon nakuha na natin yung impulse at ang change in momentum. Let's move on to the step 3. So, the step 3 is using the impulse momentum theorem. So, dito na natin malalaman kung para saan ba talaga siya or paano siya ginagamit. So, it shows here that impulse is equal to momentum change. So, ito nga siya. Impulse is equal to momentum change. So, pag ipaghalo natin yung dalawa, which is yung impulse natin is, alam naman natin is force times times transverse wave speed times time all over wave speed is equal to yung ating change in momentum which is yung tau times wave speed times time times transverse wave speed. So, ngayon, ito na ang ating final sa step 3, yung final answer natin. So, hindi siya as in the final kasi hindi sila accurate, no? Dito sa ating mechanical wave. So, we will continue to step 4, which is solving for the wave speed. So, medyo komplikado siya, pero I'll explain and I'll do my best to explain it to you. So, last but not the least, step 4. So, there are 4 steps in step 4. Number 1 is, yan nga nilagay natin yung nakuha natin yung sa impulse momentum theorem, which is ito. Hindi ko na sasabihin kay mahaba. So, paano natin siya nakuha at naging number 2? So, kailangan natin i-cancel out yung common terms na Vy at T, which is time and transverse wave speed. So, i-cancel out natin siya. Transverse wave speed and time, transverse wave speed. So, ang matitira na lang dito is ito. So, since wala dito sa taas, lalagyan natin ng imaginary 1 sa numerator. Ngayon, nakuha na natin yung pangalawa. Paano naman tong pangatlo? So, para makuha natin yung pangatlo, which is force is equal to tau times wave speed squared. So, madali lang to siya makuha. 'Di ba nakuha natin to? So, divide both side by v or wave speed. So, since may v na dito is cancel out na yun siya. So, paghala natin to, since it's multiplication, so magiging squared siya. And the force here is times 1. Lalagay lang na lang natin yung force. So, ngayon, nakuha na natin yung pangatlong phase. Now, let's move on to the fourth phase, which is we're going to derive. Yung alam na natin na way mag-derive. So, ang kukunin dito is yung wave speed. So, di ba wave speed ang hinahanap? So, kukunin natin magde-derive tayo. Tau ang ilalagay natin dito, which since wave speed ang hinahanap. Tau. So, cancel out the tau. Now, nalagay na natin siya sa pang-apat na phase, which is the wave speed squared is equal to force divided by tau. Ganyan. Hindi makita. So ngayon nakuha na natin siya. Kailangan natin ilagay yung square root sa F divided by tau or force divided by tau. So, mawala yung squared kasi nagiging square root siya at doon na natin nakuha yung final formula. Maraming salamat. Goodbye.